With ongoing deals and trades in the NBA market, every time we heard new rumors and exciting trade of all-star players, and that's how, like every season, recent trade has taken place, and the shocking news is that one of the NBA team has traded their favorite player. Yes, you heard right. We talk about the San Antonio Spurs, who have recently traded with the Atlanta Hawks. After the 2022 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs created a bit of a stir around the league. They traded first-time All-Star to the Atlanta Hawks amid speculation about Greg Popovich's coaching future. He's on board with the rebuild that the organization is very much undergoing after such a move. Why would the Spurs trade a 25-year-old coming off a season with averages of 21.1 points, 8.3 rebounds, 9.2 assists, and 2.0 steals? Let's get deep into this, but before going straight to the content, here is the brand new information on the channel, is that 3 lucky winners will get a chance to win PS5. Only you have to comment your views on this trade in the comments section below. Let's start today's topic. Dejounte Murray has 2 years remaining on a contract ere the CBA makes signing an extension financial malpractice for the All-Star guard. The Spurs were in a position to make a trade. The San Antonio Spurs were restricted to offering just 120% of his final year $17.7 million salaries for the first year of his next contract. He is going to earn much more than that on his next contract. Murray's contractual situation is he didn't make enough money for the Spurs to feel secure about keeping him long-term, because the final year of his deal only paid him $17 million. San Antonio had no chance of signing him to the type of multi-year extension that has become common practice with most All-Star, or even near All-Star, players when his contract nears expiration in 2024. Yes, San Antonio had enough cap room to do a renegotiate and extend deal with Murray, but even this pathway was fraught. It essentially would have required the Spurs to commit to a considerable payday, extending out Murray's current contract for 3 more years and front-load the money, too. All this for a player who wasn't quite good enough to be the centerpiece of a playoff team. Murray would have reached unrestricted free agency after the final 2 years of his contract played out, with the possibility of signing elsewhere. In such a situation, the Spurs would have been scratching their heads wondering why they didn't take a trade package sooner and would then be facing a rebuild. Trae Young and Murray had been discussing the possibility of teaming up for weeks before the trade took place. It doesn't take long to put the pieces together that Murray already had a wandering night after losing in the play-in tournament. At some level, the Spurs situation was the result of a post-Kawhi Leonard rebuild that had been simultaneously too successful and not successful enough. The Spurs made a mistake in not moving on from LaMarcus Aldridge at the same time, but the biggest issue was that they found players like White, Murray, and Keldon Johnson with late draft picks and added solid late lottery talent like Devin Vassell and Jakob Poeltl around them. In doing so, they assured me that they wouldn't be bad enough to have a realistic chance of finishing in the top 4 in the lottery, yet wouldn't be good enough to win anything important. Murray was good, but he wasn't good enough to change that. The haul the Spurs got from trading him, White, DeMar DeRozan, and Thaddeus Young in the past 12 months might be. Of the picks the Spurs received from Atlanta in the Murray trade, 3 come with the juicy word "unprotected" attached. Firsts from Atlanta in 2025 and 2027 and a pick swap in 2026. This is betting on the Hawks to fail, to some extent, which is why San Antonio pushed out the receipt of these picks a few years. The 4th pick, the 2023 lottery-protected first from Charlotte that could turn into 2 seconds in 2025, isn't nearly as valuable. Right now, the Eastern Conference is the most talented it's been since Michael Jordan retired. The Boston Celtics coming off an NBA Finals run and have a great collection of young talent that just starting to enter its prime. The Milwaukee Bucks won a championship in 2021, and have the best player in the world in Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Miami Heat came within a Jimmy Butler 3-pointer of going to the NBA Finals this year. The Sixers have Joel Embiid, James Harden, and Tyrese Maxey. The Nets still have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. The Cleveland Cavaliers, Toronto Raptors, and Chicago Bulls are trying to win, too. Atlanta knew it needed to make a big move to break through in the East. Trading 3 picks for Murray is about as big as it gets. Murray made his first All-Star team at age 25 last season. The 6 feet 4 inches guard Dejounte Murray is an excellent defender who leverages his length, 6 feet 10 inches wingspan, and ultra-quick hands to smother small guards at the point of attack and wreak havoc in the passing lanes. He's made incredible strides as an offensive player since returning from a torn ACL in 2018, improving his scoring average from 10.9 points to 15.7 points to 21.1 points per game over the last 3 years. Murray is a tremendous defensive fit next to Young, who is one of the league's worst defensive guards. The offensive fit is a little more tricky. Both Murray and Young like to play with the ball in their hands. Young has put up one of the highest usage rates in the league in the last 3 seasons. Murray's biggest weakness is as a three-point shooter. He's a 33% shooter from deep on only 2 attempts per game in his career. Will he be able to space the floor when Young has the ball effectively? Young is of course an excellent shooter, but is he ready to commit to a more off-ball role? Young hasn't been a great off-ball player to this point in his career, but he certainly has the quickness and shooting gravity to become that. This trade makes Atlanta way better in the present, but are they better than Boston, Milwaukee, Miami, and Philadelphia? Just winning 1 series in the East is a major accomplishment, but that won't be enough for Atlanta after leveraging all of their assets to make this move. The Hawks better hope their young core develops alongside their starting backcourt, beginning with Onyeka Okongwu, AJ Griffin, DeAndre Hunter, and Jalen Johnson. If some of those young players can develop into reliable starters, Hunter is already there and Okongwu is close, Atlanta could have a deep and talented core next to Young and Murray. The Hawks will have 2 playoff runs with Murray before they eventually have to pay him a big contract that will likely be at or near max. Murray was an injury replacement all-star last season. The Hawks better hope he can regularly be in the conversation for that moving forward to justify the cost. At the same time, you have to respect Atlanta for going all in. It's a steep price to pay, but the team just got so much better. We're just not sold this makes them an NBA Finals threat just yet. Atlanta had 2 glaring needs from last season. First, literally anybody at all who could defend on the perimeter. Second, another shot creator to reduce the strain on Trae Young. The Hawks got both those things in Murray, and if they overpaid a bit, you can hardly blame them. Murray was one of the few players who could fill this role on a reasonable salary while also offering enough shot creation upside to allow the Hawks same challenges extending Murray as the Spurs did. They'll have to hope he likes the pairing with Young well enough to stick around past 2024, even though he's almost certain to have the rock quite a bit less than he did in San Antonio. So what do you think about Dejounte Murray's trade to the Atlanta Hawks? Do let us know in the comments section below and get a chance to win a brand new PS5. If you enjoyed watching the video, do like and share, and yes, don't forget to hit that notification bell. Thank you so much.